Well, good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
From easily the most beautiful campsite we have stayed at so far. If you caught our last video, we came to this Wanderlust RV park in Eureka Springs and gave you a tour of the campsite.
Yeah, this is actually the highest rated campsite in Arkansas.
In all of Arkansas.
So
and
some
we
people
can see
say.
Why. Yeah. Well, we have officially been on the road for a couple weeks now, so we thought we would show you guys what it's like to live on the road full time now that I feel like we're finally getting the swing of it. But yeah, so this is how we have been starting most mornings. With a delicious cup of coffee, we make it inside, and then if it's not too hot, we go outside and take in the views.
Yeah, if we get up early enough, it's usually cool outside, but we're not really early risers.
No, but luckily the heat has broken here, so it is another glorious day in Eureka Springs, and I am all about the sunshine now. We never got spring, y'all. I feel like we deserve this week.
Yeah. For some reason, this RV park does not have stairs to get down here. Just this wad of concrete.
I guess they probably don't want you going down there, but we're doing it anyway, dang it. This is another part of our morning routine, getting our little plant friends some fresh sunlight.
Yeah.
They stay in the RV and they're close enough to windows that I think they would be okay, but I feel so bad, so I like to let them breathe a little. But while our plant friends are out here getting their breakfast, I think it is time for us to make our own breakfast. And as you guys know, we have our house on wheels behind us with a fully equipped kitchen, so we're gonna make a big old delicious breakfast today.
Pretty much the first thing I do in the morning is get the tunes cranking, baby.
Power on.
Oh yeah.
Your device is connected.
That was a horrible idea. Dang. Usually I'm really good at it. I promise. Okay, back to epic slow motion.
And breakfast is served. Y'all, this is one of our favorite breakfasts in the world. So it's just sweet potato and kale. And then if you want meat, we add sometimes beef, sometimes pork. But today we added something very special. We went to a restaurant nearby and got bacon lardon. Is that how you say it? Lardon? It's just essentially like big chunky bits of bacon. And it was on a salad, but we didn't want it, so we saved it for our breakfast. So now we've got bacon bits in there, and then we topped it with a couple fried eggs.
So what's so nice about having a huge fridge, we can just like pick up stuff along the way to eat later.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but it looks like everyone kind of cleared out now that it's the week, and so we have this whole campsite to ourselves, the view to ourselves. I'm learning, if you can get through the weekends, the weeks in RV parks, that's where it's at. It's nice and quiet.
We're definitely drinking way too much coffee today, but we just can't resist.
Cup. Man, we're gonna be flying after this.
It's at about this time during the day that we have a bit of a mess on our hands. Usually from the night before, from making breakfast, from working. It usually ends up looking kind of like this.
It's a small space, so it gets cluttered very quickly,
Yeah,
and we really hate living in clutter. But you know what that means. It is time to clean this place up. So I actually work out most days of the week, so now that this place is cleaned up, it's been a little while since I ate breakfast, this area is now going to become my personal gym. And you guys know that we kind of built this so that I could move around a lot. So first, just move our chairs out, and then our table folds down, and now I have all of this space to move around in. I can punch this way and that way, and I can jump. Although I have to jump very lightly in here because we don't have stabilizers, so it does wiggle a lot.
And meanwhile, while she does that, I usually just sit over here and play my Switch.
Yeah,
I'm working out my mind.
It's a little rude, but I deal with it.
I can feel you staring. Is this something that you like? And I can feel you glaring, cause I'm so far out of sight. Now if you come in closer, beware.
Don't punch me.
Get the heck out of my way, man!
It's all ours.
All right, Allison got her pump on. I made a ton of progress in Zelda, so, you know, win-win.
Yeah, I love working out, but my favorite thing is when the workout is done and then I get a shower because, y'all, I love taking a shower in our RV. We built maybe the prettiest RV shower in the entire world. Fight me if you don't think so. But
It's pretty-ish, you know.
it's really nice. It's like, I know we talk about it and show it off a lot, but it's just so cool. And, y'all, we have an on-demand water heater. All I do is hit this magical button. Boom, turn the water on, and like 2 seconds later, it's hot and it stays hot the entire time. You don't have to worry about a tank where it's gonna run out. It runs off our propane.
Almost got it.
And we have a huge propane tank, so it seems to last forever. But alright, it is shower time. Alright, officially shower time. But you guys can't come in here for that. That's for our OnlyFans.
We don't actually have an
We
OnlyFans, you
don't.
guys,
We
but a lot
just-
of you guys ask us to make one for some reason.
A few of you. Kind of weird. It's not gonna happen, FYI. This is as close as you'll get,
Yeah,
and this
so-
is a little farther than I probably should even go. Sorry, Mom and Dad,
Bye-bye.
and sisters and brothers and extended family and children. Oh, babe, it's cold. I think I forgot to turn the propane on. Can you go do it for me?
We do this pretty much every single time.
My bad. Hey,
Instant-
I remembered to turn the fan on though.
There we go. There we go. Is it hot now?
Oh yeah, much better.
All right. So the hot water still works at least. That always scares me. So as you guys know, we actually pulled this awesome little Suzuki Samurai behind Clementine. She goes by Ruby, but we're so happy with the decision to pull a secondary vehicle because multiple times in a day we end up hopping in the car to go get, you know, some drinks or to go get dinner when we don't feel like cooking, or to just be able to go see the sights, and we don't have to unhook the RV. Plus, this thing also just gets much better gas mileage. When we took the RV out on its first few test trips, we realized very quickly that we needed a second vehicle. All right, Eureka Springs, here we come, baby.
So we're actually headed to Railway Winery, which is just a few miles down the road, but a guy at our campsite who is working here actually recommended it, and it should have some pretty amazing scenery going into it.
Yeah, it's always good to get a recommendation from a semi-local, right?
Yep. That is exactly why we're so lucky to have little Ruby to take us to cool little places like that.
Heck yeah, baby.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
So much wind.
getting this sucker into gear.
Well, holy moly, this is a little hidden gem. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not too bad at all, huh?
No.
Little off the beaten path winery.
God, it's so green and lush here in Arkansas. I'm loving it.
Yeah, Ruby just fits into this landscape so well, don't you think? I mean, look at
Aw.
this. It's awesome. I am completely in love with this car.
Every day he looks for an excuse to drive her.
Yeah,
Every day.
It does make driving a lot of fun. But anyways, let's go see what this winery is all about.
Whee! It's called Railway Winery because it sits next to a historic railroad. So this is just an adorably small winery. They've just got the little vineyard right out front here. It also has the cheekiest little distilling area over here, so you can actually get like gin and things like that. And they have beer, so you can get a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we're gonna leave with something. I don't know what it is yet, but
But first, we must tackle the flight.
I'm going with the rosé.
Ooh, you're starting with the rosé. Okay,
Just sounds refreshing.
I'm starting with my strawberry train wreck.
Is that because you're a train wreck after you drink
I'm
a whole bottle?
strawberry train wreck.
Very good.
That tastes like sweet summertime in glass. Alrighty.
And I'm so glad that it's cool enough to actually be sitting outside. This is the first time we've sat outside at any restaurant that we've been in since we started the trip.
I'm loving it. 70s can stick around as long as they want. Y'all, there are tons of these little creatures. I don't even know what the heck to call it. It's like a worm inside some weird like leaf cocoon.
It's so weird. The guy literally stuck his butt to the wood and then swung down and caught onto this little rusty thing. If any of y'all know what the heck this thing is, let us know. We've spent way too much time looking at it.
Yeah, we've just been watching. There was one on our table, and that was our like entertainment during our tasting. But I don't know if I like them or really dislike them.
They're pretty great.
We're back at the campsite, but before we can start cooking dinner, we have to do something that we have been putting off all day, and that is emptying our pee tanks.
Gross.
So we have a composting toilet, which means that everything is self-contained. So the number 2 is going to this nice, huge, cavernous backside, and it composts all nicely. It just stays in there. But the number 1s go into these little jugs, and in just about a day, it fills up. So we are constantly having to pour these suckers out. Luckily, it's easy enough just to dump it in a toilet, which is where pee belongs anyway. But it's just not something that's fun, and it smells really, really bad, so we put it off.
We want to give you guys an honest picture of it because it's not all glamorous. Obviously, you got to deal with like, you know, waste all the time.
Yeah, and when we're at a campsite like this where the bathroom's really close, we could just come in here and use it. But it's nice in the middle of the night to know that you have the option to use this if you need it.
Let's get this over with.
Okay, dang. We got our gloves though, so at least it won't be too gross, right?
Ribeyes going on, y'all. This is our favorite cut of meat. It's a little expensive, but damn is it worth it. We just put a little salt and pepper on there, baby. And it makes it so freaking delicious. I don't usually grill it though, so hopefully it turns out okay. But we got the sun setting over there. We got a little bit of robin bumping on our tiny little Bluetooth player here. It doesn't get much better than this, you guys.
No, and we have a bottle
sweet.
of wine from the winery
Yeah.
earlier.
Pour vous.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Cheers. To
To-
living our best life.
RV life, baby.
Yeah.
I could get used to it. Renovation is one thing, but actually living in it, I can get used to that.
Yeah.
Steak is looking pretty good. Putting on the finishing touches. This is the key. We finish it with a bit of butter. Usually I do this in the pan though, so the butter really like sits in it. So I'm just gonna put a little dollop on the top. See how that goes. I mean, it's butter, so you know it's gonna be good.
Speaking of good things, that's not it.
Oh yeah? Check this out. 1. Whoa, 2. Almost 3. Check this out. I'm gonna go for 4. 4! Was that 4?
I'll give it to you, sir.
Drop it. That's the most important thing. Dinner is served, baby. The steak turned out pretty good. It ended up kind of being a bit more medium well, but that's okay. we usually go for medium rare, but
Yeah, I'd say your first time like really grilling a steak
yeah.
turned out
I'll take
all
it.
right. And I had the really tedious task of making macaroni and cheese and heating up an already made dish. This is cauliflower tinga. Tinga is it's a Mexican dish that's usually made with shredded chicken, but this is with cauliflower.
Yeah.
So we thought that's got to be healthy, right?
It's light and gluten-free.
Yeah. Oh, also our mac and cheese is gluten-free and organic, so obviously also healthy. So is wine. It's good for you.
Yeah.
So says science. So far, I'm liking the pool of butter on here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in on that.
That's the key to a good steak. Butter. That's
Yeah,
all you gotta
just
do.
Put butter, salt, and pepper. You can't go wrong. Ooh, are you scared?
No, I mean, it's steak. It's gotta be good, right?
Oh, it's steak. And it's good, baby. Ooh, wee. Oh, man. You did such a good job.
Well, thank you. I'm sure the mac and cheese is good too.
I'm sure it is. The recipe that my grandmother passed down to me, obviously.
Yeah. Annie's.
Annie was my grandmother.
So once the sun has gone down, this is pretty much what we do every single night. We just take a stroll around the RV park, mainly because it's been so hot, and after the sun's down, obviously it's the coolest part of the day.
Y'all, it is actually so cool out here. I put on a sweater.
Oh yeah, it's
I
crazy.
haven't
It's
done
chilly,
that in
finally.
months and months.
And we may or may not have a little bit of booze in our cups, but don't tell anybody, because it might not be allowed. I don't know. Don't worry, it's our little secret.
So, it's about the time of night where the sun has gone down, and it is time to Netflix and chill. But literally, Netflix and chill. Y'all, we're about to put up our projector and watch The Witcher. We're finally watching The Witcher. I know it's been out for a while, but we're finally into it, and we are friggin' loving it. And also that means I get into my pajama pants for the night.
I've been in my pajamas all night.
I know, you have
This has been me.
I don't know why I've been wearing a dress
I
all
don't know.
night. Jeez. Alright, I need to dress down.
Step 1, we need a projector screen. Easily done, baby. Step 2, projector on. Et voila. Step 3, Bluetooth on.
Power on.
Power on. Step number 4, The Witcher. And also step 5, turn all these lights off so you can actually see it. Woohoo! Check that out. Whoa. Not too bad, huh? All right, now buzz off so we can chill.
Their belongings, butcher. If I was a butcher, you'd be amongst the corpses.
So we usually stroll out of the RV at about 9:30, 10, something like that. On days that we have to leave, it only takes us about 10, 20 minutes or so to get everything ready on the outside, but it's not something we really look forward to.
No, so we put it off until the very last minute. At least today, the weather is nice and cool and we're not boiling alive while we're doing this.
So we have the sewer, the electrical, and the water is basically it, and then we do a final check kind of all around the RV to make sure we haven't missed anything, like turning off the propane, closing the vent up there.
Locking the fridge.
Locking the fridge, yeah, lots of little things like that you gotta remember.
Yeah.
But first things first, we gotta pack all this up. So here's the plan, y'all. We closed down our spot over there. We worked it out with the RV park here that we could leave the RV here just for a night because we have an extra special stay in mind for our next video. It's gonna be very, very different from where we've been staying, but you'll just have to stick around and see what it is and where it is and how it is and what we're doing. So that is pretty much what the average chill day is like when we're staying at an RV park. Obviously, it's very different when we're off the grid or if we're staying overnight at a gas station or something like that.
This was definitely very like low-key day off. Normally we work a lot in the RV on our laptops or we're out filming, you know, obviously that's another day in our life. But this is just like when we're wanting to chill and have a good time in Clementine.
Yeah, and right now we can't really go off grid too much because we need the AC, but luckily it's cooled down a bit. So maybe we'll be going off grid again pretty soon. There's a guy weed eating like crazy over there.
Yeah, they're going ham on the yard here this morning. All right, goodbye adventures.
We'll see you on the road.